Here we go.
Hey everybody,
We're here.
welcome back. We're here. What's up, fanboys and fangirls? Welcome back.
Oh,
Hey,
Tyler,
catch up.
we're
We're live.
I was
We're
looking
live.
at my predictions for this year, and I was thinking to myself,
about how
man,
none of them are gonna come true.
yeah, exactly.
sad day.
I'm not gonna get any of them.
I might get one. Anyway,
Freaking
I'm Luke.
coronavirus.
This is Tyler.
I'm Tyler. This is the beautiful Brett Eitzen.
Hey, what's up, guys?
That was the fastest intros we've ever done.
It was probably one of our worst though, too.
That's okay.
My bad.
It's all good. It's all good. We're here.
I'm still cut off guard because we're in 2.0, but we're in 2.0.1.
Yeah.
I'm ready for 2.1.
We're in like
Title update.
negative. No, because we're in 2.0, but then we like digress to 1.9.
We're doing a hot fix right now.
It's fine. It's all good.
Why are you watching videos about climate change,
I'm
Brett?
not. It's an ad.
Oh, okay.
Climate change isn't.
Just want to make sure I've got the chat up so we can communicate with anyone watching us live over on YouTube.com.
Oh.
You can watch there, huh?
They can do
Every
that
Monday night. It's it
weekly.
is 8:02
Wow.
on Monday night.
What a
So
convenient
Central
thing and
Standard
fun
Time.
thing to do.
yeah.
Hey, what's that thing you're wearing?
Oh hey, what's that thing you're wearing?
What's that thing you're wearing? What's this thing we're wearing?
New merch. Okay.
Oh.
So in honor of, Luke, show it off. Show it.
Model it like you did before the show started.
Yeah.
No.
It's
That was for you guys.
yeah. So
You should be happy with that exclusivity.
we were inspired by the fact that we're getting Zack Snyder's Justice League. So we have the fanboy cut T-shirt featuring the Justice League shield with our
initials.
initials, and yeah, so that's live over on our Teespring store, which you can get to via our webpage, www.whatthefanboy.com.
This place to be.
So I haven't updated this is like just going live now, so I haven't updated the web page yet, but if you go to the store, you can see all the items.
Yep. Awesome. Good job.
Thanks.
Designing the shirt.
Yeah,
That's
and
awesome.
And one of the other really cool things is that
Yeah.
any of the proceeds are going to suicide prevention charity. We're not taking any money from this.
Yeah, that's the shirt that really inspired this. That's where all the funds go to.
Yeah.
So why not help a cause
Help
as much
that
as we
cause.
possibly can.
That's
Absolutely.
But yeah, go check out our Teespring. Check out those shirts. They're really cool. They're soft.
They're very
They're
soft.
really soft.
They're
the,
like a great quality
They're the
t-shirt.
tri-blend.
Yeah, they're very nice.
So definitely worth it, and it helps a good cause. So
Absolutely.
Yep.
yeah. What else have you guys been up to this week?
You can go.
I can go first. So, I recently bought this awesome iPad here,
Yeah.
and so I got Apple TV Plus for a year for free, and I've kind of been circling it. Like, what do I want to watch first? Do I want to watch For All Mankind? Do I want to watch The Morning Show? No, I chose Mythic Quest: Raven's Banquet. This is the first Apple Plus show I'm going to watch, and I've only watched the first 3 episodes, but I figured I'd share my impressions. I know Brett watched this one. I believe you reviewed it a while back.
Yeah, back in January, February, maybe.
And yeah, so check out his review. It's probably going to be better than what I have right here.
I got a full review.
Yeah,
You've got some impressions.
Mine's 3 episodes. So my first impression was this show's actually really funny. Like, surprisingly funny. I mean, it has the It's Always Sunny guys. So it's that kind of humor. So if that's your thing, you're going to love it. Especially if you love video games on top of that, because they definitely hit a lot of the video game tropes, which make it great. The only real issue I have with it is there's just one character in particular I really don't like. But other than that, it's really good so far. I'm excited to see where it goes. I imagine they're going to do a season 2, considering how how well it's doing critically.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 95% on Rotten Tomatoes. So
Wow.
people really like it. And I mean, there's every reason to. I think
Yeah.
one of my favorite things, two of my favorite things, Ashley Birch, who is a prevalent voice actor in video games, is actually a character in the show. And she doesn't play Ashley Birch. She plays a different character. But it's really cool to see voice actors get a chance in like a live action show about games they've probably, helped on.
Yeah.
And then two, like with her, but they also have other characters who are relevant to game making, which I think is important because they're not misrepresenting the industry by much. Obviously, there's some goofy over exaggerations, but it's really cool. The other thing I really enjoy overall, and this will be the last thing I talk about, is the Ubisoft like unused footage from their games that they put in the show. So the first episode, I was like, what the heck? Like, this is Assassin's Creed. This is For Honor. How did they do this? And so at the end, obviously, I was watching the credits, and they kind of breeze over it really quickly, but Ubisoft is part of it.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing they gave them all their unused clips and things like that to use as, it's really just transitions, like scene transitions, which is really fun. But the show's great. It's definitely a kind of a darker humor, I think. Like the last episode I watched was about Nazis in video games.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. If that's your thing, I think you really like it. I will come back to this when I finish it. And then I played the Pokemon Isle of Armor DLC, which that will be my long review, aka 15 seconds. So Pokemon's never really ventured into DLC before. And so on the Switch, they have the ability to do that. It won't be 15 seconds. Sorry.
But we're doing a 15-second review. Like,
No, that's Logan's gig. With the Switch, they finally have the ability to do that, like legitimate DLCs. And so this one came out last Wednesday, the 17th. It's about 4.5 hours long. It's not very big, DLC wise. It essentially just adds a new, what they call wild area,
Okay.
which is pretty much like Hyrule and Breath of the Wild, with Pokemon roaming about. And so they add this new story where you go to this dojo on this isle, and essentially you're like the top student, very Karate Kid-esque.
Oh, yeah.
And so you have to prove all these other kids that you're a better trainer than them. It's really kind of corny, but
sweep the leg.
yeah, I don't know if that said it. The two people who run the dojo are named
Use Psy Blast. Is that a move?
yeah.
Why not?
No,
I'm throwing it way back to Pokemon Stadium like 40 years ago.
Psybeam. That would
was
be
it.
the move, but pretty close. The two people who run the dojo are named Honey and Mustard. So it's Honey Mustard. It's really funny. Like it's a kid's game, right? So there's a lot of goofy jokes like that. But overall, the wild area they added is 1,000,000 times better than the base game's wild area. Like it's so much more fun. It's bigger. Like there's different environments. There's caves. There's like an ocean that you can see Pokemon like out in the distance or huge in the water. Like it's just really cool. It kind of adds to the scope of Pokemon that they've never done before.
Is there new Pokemon?
Yeah, they added, I think, close to 50 new Pokemon. A lot of them are returning from older games, but the new pseudo legend they added, Cubfu, and he turns into Urshifu. He's really good. He's probably my favorite addition via the DLC. But then they also added this community event where if you get 1,000,000 clears on this raid battle, they'll give out the Pokemon for free, and it's a Pokemon you can't get naturally in the game. But overall, like it's just been a lot of fun. It's kind of nice to see older Pokemon from the older entries return. It's nice to see a wild area that's not just boring and plain like the one that came out with the game. But ultimately, I think what this does is tease up the next DLC, the Crown Tundra. I think they've kind of elevated it, and they'll see what people like, and they'll be able to add on to that. And it's really good. I would give it fanboy worthy. I think if you are a Pokemon fan, it's a booyah. It's a must-have. But if you're just a gamer who got into Pokemon on Switch just because you heard it was cool, this is worth the $15 it costs.
Very cool.
Nice.
Biggest downfall, you have to buy them both. So you can't just buy one for $15. You have to buy them both. So you have to pay $30.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait. Remember how anytime we bring up Pokemon, I'm like, why do people support a game where it makes you buy two of the same thing? And you're always like, but Brett, you don't need to because you can trade.
Oh, you're misunderstanding what I'm saying.
Oh.
You have to buy both DLCs. So like the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra are one package.
I see.
But you only get one right now.
You're buying a pack of DLCs.
Yes.
Not.
You can't buy the DLC individually.
I thought there was an individual pack of Isles version of.
No.
Shield gets Isle of Armor, and Sword gets
the Crown Tundra.
Tundra.
Sorrows.
That too.
All right.
No.
I retract my.
No. Yeah, no. You can only buy it as the package.
Sure.
You can't buy them one each, and you have to buy the version of the game you have. You have to buy the version specific pass for that. It's really weird because they don't give you anything different. But if you buy the wrong one, it seems like a crappy ploy from Pokemon. But
well, my guess is just because they are registered probably as two separate games.
Yeah.
That
you have to buy the right
two versions
code.
of them, so you have to make sure you get the right code. It seems silly. It seems like there might.
But what you're saying is true. It is a separate game. Like
right.
Shield and Sword are two different games, even though they're essentially the same. However, there is a difference because my brother has Sword. Mm-hmm. You get a new rival on this DLC. I won't spoil the whole story, but you get a new rival, and the rival he got was different than the rival I got.
Luke's always been my rival. If I got a new rival, who would that be?
So I always named my rival Hunter.
Simon, the Podcat.
The Podcat, for sure.
I always named my rival my brother.
He's underneath the desk.
Yeah, he likes to hang out over there under the desk.
My cat at home hangs out under the coffee table all the time.
Cats are weird.
Very weird.
Cool. Well, all right. So,
fanboy worthy on the Isle of Armor DLC.
Nice. All right.
I'm done talking for a while. You guys have fun.
Okay. Well, Luke, do you want to go? Or you want me to go?
You can go.
Okay.
You.
So I didn't do much this week.
But you did the best thing out of all of us.
Probably. You did the thing that's definitely going to get the most awards. Probably.
Oh my gosh.
It's probably going to win every.
All right. So
Yeah.
Stephanie and I watched Artemis Fowl over on Disney Plus.
Thoughts and prayers for Brett.
As a fan of the books, how would I feel about this movie?
I mean, I don't know, but I can't really find nice things to say about it. So probably disappointed.
I won't watch it.
Probably.
I'm disappointed just from like what I've heard.
It just seems like there was absolutely no care put into any aspect of this film. From things like, you have this really cool premise of there's, and it's not a new premise by any means. There's a world underneath ours, where fairies and magic and all that stuff actually exists. And it's completely squandered.
That's real bad on IMDb.
You see like 3 cool shots of it, and then everything else is just shot on a soundstage. And there's a part, most of the second act happens in a house. Honestly, it feels a lot like Podcat. He heard me talking about him.
I think Simon hates the movie more than you.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, he probably shouldn't, though, because he got lots of cuddle time while... when we watch movies, both of our cats will come up and just...
Hang out
right next to us. I don't know. Like, I don't want to bash this movie just to bash this movie.
Do it.
Apparently, this is a retelling of the first 2 books, but I'm not... Obviously, I haven't read the books, so I don't know what's supposed to be happening.
How long is it?
Did you see it? Is there a time there, Tyler?
Hour 35.
Yeah, it's not very long. No, it like moves. Unfortunately, it still doesn't move fast enough. Because like the first 30 minutes of this movie should be, and you'll see a trend here. The first 30 of the minutes of this movie should be the first 3 to 5 minutes of the movie.
Jeez.
Oh, that sounds so rough.
Sounds like my review of Mythic Quest.
The rest of the movie should be the first half of the movie, except for there's kind of these. It's trying to do these dual subplot things, and one obviously featuring Artemis Fowl is like the main one, and that one like should be the entire length of the movie. The problem is how it's resolved is so arcane and just Deus Machina, like everything just falls into place because it has to fall into place because they have to go to the next thing. And it's not interesting at all.
Sounds terrible.
It's got bad writing, it's got bad acting. Like there's characters that don't need to be in there that are in there just probably because they're in the books, and it'd be like, we can't, if they weren't in there, they would get called out.
You left out my favorite character from the books.
But you've got like Judi Dench, not good. Josh
Man,
Gad,
she's killing it after Cats.
not
man.
good. Josh Gad, at least he gives effort. It's just still not good.
I saw a little clip of him with his mouth.
Yeah.
The mouth. Oh,
Oh,
it
boy.
gets worse because he's a dwarf and dwarfs dig, and their only thing is that like they really love treasure. If that's not like racist in some way enough, like let's give a whole species one thing, one identifiable trait, and like make them say it so that it's like not being thrust upon them. He's like, I'm a dwarf and I like treasure and I can't resist it, yada 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 yada.
Oh.
Anyways, they dig with their mouths. And so where does the dirt come out when it goes in their mouth?
Their butt?
Yes.
What's
Nice.
the movie rated?
It's PG because it just comes like through the shorts. But you see it and boy is it disturbing.
Oh my gosh.
I need to see this scene. Let's cue it up. Where's Disney Plus? I don't have it on here yet.
Look, this
Would it be fun if we did eventually, not right away, 'cause I know
Yeah.
we just watched it, if you guys did a little drinking game too?
absolutely. This is absolutely a perfect drinking game movie.
Can't wait.
This is,
I'll bring a monster over.
I think out of all of the movies I've rated on this podcast / show, this is the lowest.
Nice.
This is an easy dumpster fire, and I
Nice.
can't think of a movie that's worse
Does
than
it make Hobbs and Shaw like an Oscar winner?
Hobbs and Shaw is fantastic compared to this.
That took a lot for you to say, didn't it?
No, not really. It's that
that bad?
much better.
So you want to watch the rest of the Fast movies together?
Sure, let's do it.
Yes.
As long as I can,
before,
as long as I
Furious
can
9.
drink a little too.
Oh, well, yeah.
Apple juice.
Yeah. Give me that apple juice. Yeah, this is an easy dumpster fire. I would say stay away from it. I don't know who it's for. I don't think it appeals to kids. I don't think it appeals to adults.
What
Was-
about to podcats?
I don't think it appeals to podcasts.
Do you think this?
Maybe they might be interested in watching the fairies fly around. Maybe.
What do you think Disney was trying to do with this movie?
They spent a lot of money acquiring the rights, and so it's better to make a movie and take a loss than it is to not make a movie.
I always wonder, like, when things like this happen, how does the author feel?
I would imagine terrible.
Well, because like Artemis Fowl was pretty successful
Yeah.
for Scholastic and Owen Colfer. I actually just read a book by Owen Colfer not too long ago, but it's kind of crazy, like, to see something you worked so hard on for your career to be just a mess when it hits a screen. Like, I just cannot imagine.
I have a follow-up question to your, it's better to spend money and release something anyway. How does that work when you release it on your streaming
Your own
platform?
streaming platform.
Because when, I guess,
It doesn't.
sales come from getting new subscribers?
Right. This was a with all of the COVID stuff happening and all of the rescheduling,
And all of
it
Disney
wasn't worth it them putting it out in theaters anymore.
Hopefully, you can find somebody that will be like, we need our kids to watch.
This was
something.
a straight. They're just taking the loss.
Okay.
It's not like there's any silver lining at all. Because you're right. It's not something that's going to get people to sign up for Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm.
They're putting it out at a time when people already have subscribed. Like, there's a lot of people who have like a 1-year free thing. There's a lot of people who are in it for other stuff, Star Wars stuff.
to win it.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think Disney originals are a real selling point.
Oh, would this
for-
have been a good Disney Channel original movie?
The first thing I said after the credits started to roll, I turned to Stephanie and I said, does this feel like a Disney Channel original movie with about a $50 million bigger budget? And she said, yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, it's...
I did not even think about it until you were saying that. When you
It's
said Disney
so-
original, I was like,
Know what? I'm also I'm really curious how much it would have made in theaters.
$18.
I think this would have done... it may have done slightly
Brett and
better
Stephanie's
than, like,
Yeah.
A Wrinkle in Time. A Wrinkle in Time, I think, was one of those that it was maybe too... It didn't really appeal to the super young age, and it didn't really appeal to the older age. It had something interesting to say, and it was fairly good looking in terms of a film, but it wasn't that well done.
Yeah, I did not like that.
But I don't think this may have gotten a few more people in the theater with younger kids, but I don't think that many more. It would have been a massive bomb.
What?
We did the same thing.
We both.
I do not recommend. So, in conclusion, I do not recommend this movie.
Do anything else?
Do anything else? Yeah, find something else to watch, please.
So are we watching that this week?
I have other things I still need to finish.
Me too.
But that's pretty much all I mean, I played quite a bit of Disintegration, but we talked about that last week. Other than that, though,
Been wrecking noobs online.
They've had quite a bit of server issues, so multiplayer has been not completely unplayable, but it is hard.
Kind of in and out.
It's very hard to find matches. So, yeah, that's kind of been a bummer. But I've been going back to the campaign and playing it on like the hardest difficulty and making sure I find all the upgrade stuff. And so
Nice.
it's been fun mastering my my use of my crew. So
You're gonna destroy some noobs when you finally go into the arena.
that's right.
They're gonna walk in going, "I've got my guns. I'm going to shoot you," and they'll see you, and then they'll instantly have their pod disintegrated. Pun intended.
All right,
Are
Brett.
you done?
I'm done. Yep. Continue on with the
right.
puns, Master Luke.
Luke, you're in.
Okay, I only did one thing this week. I finally got to play Last of Us Part 2. It finally came out. I feel like I've been waiting forever since the first trailer dropped at E3 like 2 or 3 years ago or something. And I hadn't even played the first one yet, I'm pretty sure at that point. I saw the trailer and I was like, oh my gosh, that was brutal. I actually made it to that point in the game the other night, and it was still brutal. But Last of Us Part 2. It's really, really freaking good. In case you don't really want to know anything about it, I'll just say The Last of Us 1 is my favorite game, and I don't think this one is better. That being said, if electricity went out around the world and I could never play it again, it would probably be in my top 5 already, and I haven't beat it. Just because I just think Naughty Dog, the company who makes it, I feel like they put such a priority into writing and character instead of like, we need to make this action sequence super video gamey and fun.
Yeah.
they're about how does this character start and where do they finish and how do they get there? What changes along the way? What's going to impact them? Why would this event change them? Lots of video games do that, and I'd say a lot of them are probably in indie games, something I wouldn't play as much. But for a AAA to do that just seems rare. The writing is just so far above anything, I think. And like stories first, then it's what happens along the way. And if it doesn't make sense in that situation, they'll do their best to fix it around those characters. They won't write them into themselves where it's like, I mean, it still happens. Obviously, it's a video game, but it's like, well, because video games.
Yeah.
Like I feel like they try to avoid that, and it's really nice. Sorry.
It's okay.
Also, something that kind of feeds into that, the performances, the voice actors, and the motion capture that they do for them is so good. The actors really put it all out there. Troy Baker, Ashley Johnson, and Laura Bailey are the 3 leads, and they are so good. They're so good. They keep making me cry, and it's so irritating. I was 2 minutes in, and I was already shedding tears.
Oh.
I've cried a couple times, and then there's moments throughout where I'm like, I get kind of choked up, but I don't cry. I stop myself.
Yeah, right.
I beat you, Last of Us. You didn't get me that time. The tone is just infuriating in the most best way.
Mm-hmm.
So I played it Friday night and Saturday night. I didn't play it last night, and I could have. But I didn't want to stay up just laying in bed thinking about what my character is going to do. I wanted to be able to fall asleep.
Right.
I was staying up super late playing these games, and then I go to bed, and I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, what are they going to do next? Like, what could possibly happen now? Because it's a super heavy game. Lots happens, and it's in a world where things aren't going good. You have to make really tough choices. And because events that are happening, there's not really an easy choice. It keeps my heart really pumping when I'm trying to go to bed, and I don't like that, so I couldn't play it last night. It's also scary at times. I mean, it is a post-apocalyptic. They're not zombies, but
it's a zombie game.
Zombie game.
Yeah.
And like, because it does those points where you're like crawling through a tight spot in the game, and you go into a room, and then like a clicker will speed right in your face, and I'm playing with the lights off, and I just jump, and I'm like, ah!
Nope.
Gosh darn it.
Makes me think of Arkham Knight with the Man-Bat thing.
Oh my gosh. The first time that happened, I like screamed because I did not see it coming. The rest of the times also it's like, oh, he's going to pop up anytime. That stupid Man-Bat. He got me so good. He made me poop myself.
Something you kind of mentioned, and I kind of wanted to touch on too, and I haven't played Last of Us 2, but I just think of this as a whole. I like that Naughty Dog prioritizes storytelling, like you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the medium of video games isn't often used for good storytelling when it could be. I kind of think of it like a TV show. Like CW makes the longest TV shows in the world. They're 23 hours for a season, and like you can get a game like Last of Us 40 hours, right? Roughly 25 to 40, somewhere in that window, depending on how you play. Red Dead 2 had an 80-hour campaign, and like you think about the story opportunity there when you have that much time. A movie's 2 hours. You give a good writer 80 hours to tell a story. You got some good stuff you can do.
That's why Red Dead was such a good game.
Oh man, and like I wish more people in high up in the video game industry would look at that medium that way.
I don't remember who tweeted it. I feel like one of you guys liked it, but somebody tweeted, I feel bad for the people that don't play video games. Because first of all, it's something you can do with your friends, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But then also, if you get the right video game, you have a really incredible story.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me think of Celeste.
Oh
Yeah.
man, it's such a good game.
A game that like is about anxiety and depression really affecting you and how you can overcome it. You would probably not get that from looking at the box art.
No.
That game's hard.
I beat that game. It's one of my proudest gaming achievements.
I'm in the
man.
last level, and I get so mad playing it. I always have to quit. Oh, it's infuriating.
It's about overcoming that, man.
Yeah, this game makes me incredibly anxious, and it's really intense. It's super brutal. Every time I die, I kind of squirm a little bit because I'm like getting my throat ripped out.
Ugh.
And it's pretty graphic.
Yeah.
And it's never fun to watch. So the action, I kind of mentioned before, it's not a focus on action. This is where I think the game has improved a lot since the first one. A lot of people won't like the controls. It's intentionally difficult. Where you're looking isn't going to be where you're aiming. Like you'll aim,
right.
your gun follows.
Right.
It's something I really like. Because I was talking about you, talking about this earlier. You're not the main character in a Call of Duty game.
Right.
You're not trained to use a gun and all these weapons. You're surviving in a world, which I think is really cool. And so it has this intentionally difficult way. Also, like, you have to aim down sights to shoot your gun, which, I mean, hip firing would be nice, but I don't know how to shoot from
You're not Colonel Rambo.
or just normal Rambo.
Yeah. Well, you're well over Rambo status in Call of Duty.
It's
So.
true. But where it really has improved is the variation in the type of action encounters that you have. Oh, Podcat. So in the first game, and it's very similar to Uncharted, where it's like, oh, we go into this area, you have to shoot all the people. Oh, we're in a new area, got to kill all these fungal zombies, all the clickers and the runners and everything. In this one, I feel like it's more mixed up. So my favorite moment that I've done in the game so far, it was so cool. So I just gone through this really traumatic thing. I'm being chased by bad guys, and I lead them down into this area where it's really dark and it's scary, and there's all these clickers around. And with clickers, you can't make noise or else they run at you, and you pretty much have no chance, and you have to headshot them, unless you can sneak up on them. Well, the bad guys followed me down there. So I just start chucking bottles in the middle of the place, and all the zombie things go kill them. And then I can just sneak out because they killed each other.
Nice.
It's like in the first game, I couldn't really do that because I was
Right.
either going against humans or going against zombies.
Yeah, that's true.
Or I'll call them infected. They're infected because they're not dead. They're infected people, and they're just crazy.
Or undead.
No, they're not undead. They got mushrooms growing off of them. It's like a plant-based disease kind of thing.
It's a really cool take on zombies.
Yeah.
I'll say that. It's different.
Let's see what else I got here. I kind of talked about the controls. So I think this is a really, really, really cool thing that they changed in this one. And kind of I haven't experienced it in any other game. It's customizable difficulty.
Oh.
So I'm playing on moderate. There's 5 settings. But what you can do is you can change 5 different settings. So like you can change how much damage you take. You can change how aggressive the infected and bad people are. You could change how aggressive the person walking around with you is, and if they're going to go run after and shoot some people, or if they'll kind of hang back a little bit. You can change how often you find materials around. Because if you run out of ammo, you were screwed. You just, good luck. Especially when you're bad at video games like me. So, like the way I play is I have it on moderate, but I make materials and ammo less scarce. Just so I don't run into that issue. Because it's like, well, I keep dying and respawning and there's nothing to pick up. So am I just going to keep trying? It's like, no, I'll just make it so I can, have a little bit more ammo. And then you can also do like the on-the-go crafting, so you can craft arrows and pipe bombs and stuff. And,
Yeah. Are shivs back?
you have your switchblade. Because in the first, you play as Ellie in this game. In the first game, Joel didn't have a knife. You always had to make something.
Right.
And this one, Ellie always has a switchblade, but you can also pick up like bats or machetes or something.
Like
and
in the first one.
Yeah, and you can also improve them to make them better.
Sweet.
So,
That's awesome.
but I really, really wish I could talk about story moments, but I'm not going to.
If we do a spoiler cast, we need to do that as a off,
Yeah,
like an
a
off.
separate thing.
Yeah.
I'll say this. I'm really, really enjoying the story. I said it before. I've cried quite a few times. It's really heavy. It's sad. It's pretty depressing. There's a lot going on. I wouldn't be surprised if some people get upset.
Yeah.
And I think I've been hearing that stuff, but I've really been avoiding everything online because the entire game leaked, and I don't want it to be ruined.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can give it a rating just yet.
Sure. That's
I
fair.
mean, I just want to give it a booyah because it's the sequel to my favorite game ever, and I'm loving it. But I feel like it's not for everybody because of how depressing it is, because of how brutal it is. Because the cat is underneath us again, I think. He tickled my leg. So it makes me want to lean towards fanboy worthy, but I feel like this game, because of the quality of the story, earns a booyah. But I also haven't beat it yet. I may get to the end and it's like, oh, boo. Hate that. Never playing again. Delete. Sell. I don't think that will happen.
Unlikely.
Unlikely.
Sell to me.
But I highly, highly recommend. If you have a PS4, play the first one. Play the first one and then play the second one. It is really worth your time. It's really, really good stuff.
Awesome.
I don't know if you guys have questions or anything.
No, I think you covered pretty much everything I could have asked.
Tried
That's not
to-
story related.
You did a good job.
Yeah, you did a good job.
Without getting into any spoilers.
Yeah, and I try not to ramble. I know I'm a rambler.
Well,
We all
okay.
ramble.
4x4,
We
baby.
all ramble at some point.
Yeah. 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 Well,
It's hard to ask questions without spoiling things.
Yeah,
I'll
that's
say
the
that.
big thing.
You talked about performances, controls, gameplay overall. The customizable difficulty is pretty sweet.
That is really cool.
I kind of like that. I hope that becomes a normal thing.
Yeah, I was struggling in the game. And I was like, man, but I don't want to lower it because I always feel like a chump when I do that. And I want to wait as long as possible.
Right.
And then I was like, gosh, dang it. So I went in there and I saw 5 different levels and it moved it to custom. And I was like, what?
That's really
the greatest
cool.
thing I've ever seen.
I think that will be. I think that probably started to become a thing after Sekiro,
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
because Sekiro didn't it win Game of the Year?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sekiro won Game of the Year, and it's a game that not many people have beat
Yeah.
because it was just so hard.
Yeah.
And so, like, accessibility to games that tell good stories have to have something like
Yeah.
this.
Plus,
So
I think
good on Naughty Dog.
kind of with that, I think it'd be really interesting to go back in, like once I've beat it, put it on super easy, but no materials anywhere. And your companion's an absolute chump and has no idea what they're doing. But you're not going to take much damage.
Right.
Or no stuff anywhere, but your dude's super good with you and is just taking people out. And it's like, oh, whoa. Like, try and, like, mess with the controls
so
and maybe
you're-
you can find a really fun way
So
to
then
play.
your playthrough there would be like you're having to kind of hide while your teammate kills everything.
Dude, sometimes I straight up just run. I just run. It's like, this is too hard. There's too many people. There's more people coming. Because you try and play stealthily. Because if you get caught, it gets hard. It's a hard game. There's one bit where I was like, okay, that's it. I'm running. And I'm just like sprinting down this hill, man. And eventually I made it to the cutscene. And I was like, I feel like I was supposed to not shoot everybody there. Because, like, of what happened in the cutscene after. I was like, wow. That kind of made sense story-wise.
You Barry Allen it out of there.
Yeah, it did. Full on. Ezra Miller style.
Just, yeah.
No, my person has good running form.
I do have one more question. How's the score?
Oh, thank you for bringing that up because I forgot to write that down. Last of Us 1 is my favorite video game score. If you've never played the games and you kind of want to know what it's about, go listen to the music and you can get a real sense of the tone of the game.
Yeah.
It's classical guitar. And it's pretty sad.
Yeah.
Also, in this game, I feel like they upped the I'm sneaking around in the darkness and there's infected everywhere music. It's more of the... It makes me nervous. Oh, man, it makes me so nervous. I play with the lights off, too, which is something I don't normally do for video games.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm getting, like, a cinematic experience. I should say this, too. Last of Us, one of the reasons it is my favorite game, it's my favorite type of game.
Okay.
Single-player, cinematic, story-driven
Yeah.
game. Like, I love Destiny. It's great to play with my friends. I probably won't stop playing that for a really long time until they stop making it.
Yeah.
But I would prefer more games like this. Some people I know, they don't like the quick time events, and it's like, oh, there's no exploration. Like, I can't go off anywhere. It's just I feel like I'm walking down a hallway. It's the only place I can go. Yeah. You're watching a story.
Yeah.
That's what I love.
Yeah.
I love that. I love to see somebody's story. My favorite. I love it.
Dope.
I'm really excited for what Naughty Dog's going to do next. Make a new IP. I'll buy it day one.
Awesome.
Cool. That's great. I'm
itching to play again. I need it.
Sony has a number of those single player cinematic experiences that I'm really looking forward to playing at some point whenever I get my hands on a PS4 or PS5, and there's hopefully some backward compatibility there. So,
And yes, if they remaster this for the PS5 and you have to buy it again, I will buy it again.
It will be a remaster for the PlayStation.
I will buy it again because I am a sucker. And they should do a 2-pack. Remaster The Last of Us 1 again, and I'll get that too.
The Last of Us, the complete.
Complete edition. Oh my gosh.
With the Last of Us 2 DLC that's going to come out.
I'll buy it. I'll buy it, baby. Give me that. Oh, Podcat. What'd you do this week, Podcat? Let us know. Meow. Don't end the show.
He and Carl are on. He doesn't need it. Carl needs to be on a diet though, so they're being a little more vocal about not getting quite as much food as they have in the past.
Well, should
So.
be, I mean, that was kind of our topics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's hit some news.
So
I think
there's some good news this week.
Ooh, stretch.
There's some good
There
news and
is.
there's some bad news.
There
this
is.
week.
A lot of
Yeah.
interesting news. Interesting.
Let's start with the bad news.
yeah.
Right.
So, Tyler, you want?
You got it.
Okay.
I have a butt in my face.
Well.
Now Tyler
Now
has
you
a butt
do.
in his face.
Meow.
The cat's from Ohio.
Okay. So, sadly, this week we lost 2 people in the film industry. Ian Holmes, who is famous for lots of things, but most people probably know him as Bilbo from the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Yeah.
He was also in Alien as
Ash.
Ash, that's right. Sorry.
First movie is A. That's how you got to remember it.
Ah.
A, B, C, D.
That's right. I think he was 88, 90,
Yeah.
something.
88, I think, was
I think
the age I
88
saw.
was what I... So, obviously a fantastic career. It's
Very memorable character.
was cool to see him back at the very end of The Hobbit. Little teaser or little cameo, I guess, there for us. And then also... Hey, Podcat. Can't trust you to not get into things. And then also Joe Schumacher. Originally was a costume designer, transitioned into directing. Most well known for Batman. Well, maybe not most well known, but
Probably.
in our circle, in the fangirl circle, probably best known for Batman and Robin,
Batman Forever.
and Batman Forever. Also did
Phantom of the Opera. He did Lost Boys.
The Lost Boys was the one I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Phone booth.
I wouldn't say that his directing career was prolific in any sense, but certainly still a major influence in the industry and on
Yeah.
Hollywood, and even a bit on superhero movies. You can still see some of that turn from Burton to
Yeah.
Schumacher, I think you can still see a little bit of that today in our modern superhero movies. So
What's going on? What's up?
yeah, that's kind of a bummer, but
Hopefully his family's doing okay. And
yeah, obviously thoughts and prayers with both of their families and colleagues, people who worked with him for years. So give me some good news. What we got some trailers.
I was gonna knock out all the bad news at once.
Okay, yes, more. Yes, go for it.
So a game I think we're all pretty excited about got delayed to November, and that's Cyberpunk 2077.
That's right.
Time to theorize here. I think that's the release date of the Xbox. November 19.
It would not surprise me.
They have a
That feels
Cyberpunk
right.
Xbox. They said it's going to be around Thanksgiving. I think that's the window. I think that's the day.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know what you guys really think, but I actually am kind of happy it got delayed. Because it comes out same time as Beyond Light. Mm-hmm. And I was really upset that I was going to have to put one to the side. I have both of them pre-ordered.
Yeah.
I was like, oh gosh darn, I'm going to have to set something aside and miss out on something. I don't like seeing stuff on Twitter and be like, oh, you're missing out on this.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of excited. I'll be able to play Destiny 2 for a bit.
like a month.
Yeah. I'll get to really sink my teeth into that.
Yeah.
And then Cyberpunk for like the next 4 months.
Yeah.
Or longer. Next 4 years.
I'm fine with it. Mostly because I trust CD Projekt Red to do the right thing. The Witcher 3 launched and it had such a smooth launch. It was loaded with content. You really got your money's worth. And I feel like that's what they're doing with Cyberpunk. And they're doing, what's it called with Xbox? Smart delivery. They're doing smart delivery. They're not big proponents of crunch culture. Like I think they're just doing the right thing for their people and for the fans of them. So I'm excited about it. I'm gonna pick it up day one. Hopefully I can beat the 80-hour campaign that it's probably gonna have.
Eventually, you're going to just have to be like, no more side quests, Luke.
Yeah,
You can do
seriously.
those after. Stop customizing your character.
I'm in
You're
the
first person.
I'm probably a little more bummed about the delay. I am very excited for Beyond Light. I'm very glad that I'm not going to have to worry about competing with that. But I am worried about having to compete with Halo Infinite in terms of my game time.
Your time, yeah.
Um,
Dang it, me too now. I didn't even think
because
about Halo Infinite.
Halo Infinite is going to get priority for me. Cyberpunk's one that it will probably take me a year to beat, and I will just chip at it
Little by little.
little by little.
That's what I did with Red Dead. Took me
So
forever.
so
took me a
in
while,
one
too.
sense,
I took
in
like a
one
month
sense, it's
break.
not that big of a deal, right? Because it's not like I am gonna sit down and I'm gonna, rush through it in 3 weeks. But we'll see. We'll see. It's more of a, oh boy, November's gonna be rough on the wallet.
Yeah, it's so. My thinking is if it does come out November 19th and that's when the Xbox launches,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to choose one, and that's when I'll have
You
my
play
issue.
Halo, I'll play Cyberpunk. Don't worry, I got it.
Where does
I'll
that?
spoil everything for you.
Where does that leave me?
You have to get both.
I have to what? What do you guys think? I'm made of money?
I thought you were, man.
No.
What's that money tree doing in your backyard, man?
Don't tell people.
Oh, sorry.
Come on, man.
What's that orange tree doing in your backyard?
But yeah, so and then you kind of briefly mentioned that it's going to be part of Xbox Smart Delivery, and
Is it now though?
PS. Well, it's still coming out on Xbox One,
Right.
PS5 upgrade.
and PS5 upgrade for free. So even if you're not hopping on that next gen, if you're not getting a next gen console right away, you can still enjoy it on either console for as long as you need to until you upgrade and then get the next one for free without it. And there's not like a limited window on that, like some
Madden.
games. Madden.
So speaking of Madden,
Is it making you Madden?
They had their reveal trailer for Madden 21 with Lamar Jackson as the cover athlete. It was all shown on current gen, so it looked like this year's Madden.
It looked fine.
Yeah, it looks fine. I don't know. Madden is Madden, and if you're a football simulation guy, Madden's really the only game you got.
Yeah.
So, I personally don't have the huge criticisms of Madden like other people do.
Yeah, not like me. Man, I roast that game.
But I really enjoy Madden. I like franchise mode, so I don't need much.
I haven't played it since 2005.
Yeah.
It's one of the best ones.
I don't remember it's good. I remember playing with Barry Sanders. Just using it. Like the
Old school.
old school teams.
But yeah, they had their reveal trailer. It was fine. And EA revealed all their sports games for next gen as well. And then they revealed another big one that they revealed earlier in the week, and then they showed a little bit more.
Teased a new Star Wars game.
Star Wars Squadrons.
We got lots of good detail. Okay,
That game looks awesome.
this is how you reveal a game and people aren't confused about it.
Yeah.
Sony, take notes. This isn't some expansion.
Yeah.
It's an expansion that's a second game that's going to be smaller than the original.
So yeah,
but
Star
it's a
Wars Squadrons.
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 With a Z.
With his
S.
with an S.
With a Z.
Very cool looking flight sim game where you have both a single player storyline and multiplayer and two different, like, it's just loaded. This is a loaded game. I can't believe it's
$40.
$40 coming out in
October 4th.
Ooh, I wonder if it's going to have a lot of microtransactions.
No microtransactions.
Oh, wow.
This game,
Never
like, they
mind.
hit, EA was like, guys, we finally got one that's going to hit all the beats. And I think this might be the first one they put out in a long time where everybody's like, okay, all right, you have our attention.
Yeah.
I have another question. It's flight simulator, so does that mean you have to be in the cockpit always?
Yeah.
It looks like you're always in the cockpit,
Yes.
yes.
Okay, I won't get it then. There's no way I could do it. I can do it for 2 minutes in Battlefront 2 where I'm like, nope.
Ready to team up?
Yeah, let's do it.
You guys have fun. I'll watch you guys on Mixer.
I'm
We'll talk about Mixer here in a little bit.
So a couple of things to highlight that I think are really cool. One, the UI, like, it's not third person. It
this is
you're
so
in the cockpit.
sick.
Hi, Podcat. And all of the different instruments actually give you vital information.
Yeah.
That's your HUD.
Your
You don't
UI
have-
is your
you don't-
ship.
You don't have a HUD. You've got your ship navigation control.
I freaking
Dashboard.
love it. And the coolest little detail is your call sign is
Yeah.
on there. And I'm like, man, that's so cool. And it's just your gamer tag. But that's still just so awesome. I'm so excited for this, especially at a $40 price point.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Hi,
With,
Cat.
what, 3...
You've been tackled.
I think there were 3 multiplayer modes.
Yeah, there's 3 multiplayer modes. There's a campaign.
And the multiplayer mode that
Sorry.
really intrigued me is very similar to one of Battlefield's, where it's like this kind of back and forth advancement.
It's like it's like the operations
I think
in
that
Battlefield.
Battlefront also has a version of it. But
They also
yeah.
include, I thought this was funny, like they were talking about the full scale blow up the other person's ship. And I was like, that's a space assault in the original Battlefront 2.
Yeah, I mean,
Like they just put it in there and they're like, check out this mode. It's like, I've played that before.
Yeah.
I'm aware. Oh, Podcat is destroying the microphones.
Podcast, you're fired.
Also, one of the really cool things, it's completely playable in VR. The entire
Yeah.
game is built for VR.
It's going to make you
super
sick,
cool.
Tyler.
I'm not gonna play it in
Careful.
VR.
Don't have VR, so
No, this was one of the coolest reveals from EA Play this week. I think I was pretty interested after the trailer, but now like seeing gameplay and knowing what they're doing, I'm in.
yep.
Yeah, I will get this one. I'll pre-order this so I can get in the beta,
Yeah.
the inevitable beta to come.
Very cool. Very cool.
But all right, did we want to talk about Mixer?
Sure. So this, well, okay, real quick, one last game announcement.
I don't know why I did that.
Today we got
Oh,
Crash.
There's several game announcements.
Oh, okay.
But yes, go ahead.
Crash Bandicoot 4 it's about time because it's been like 13
Forever.
years
Yeah.
since the last Crash game is coming out. Fun fact, Crash Bandicoot was the first video game that I ever owned on the
pretty
PlayStation
cool.
2.
That's awesome.
So
Did you beat it?
I don't think so. I think I played more of the multiplayer. I mean, I don't remember much about the game. It was fun.
The only time I've ever played a Crash game is when you play Crash inside of Uncharted 4.
Did you
A
like
game
it?
within a game.
I played
How
it a couple
meta.
times. I could not beat Elena. She crushed me. I was like, wow. Props to the real champ here. And I gave her the crown. She was the winner.
I got another game announcement.
Yeah, so that one's coming out on October 2nd.
Wow.
So
October and November are going to be crazy this year.
it's gonna be interesting.
We're back to the normal release
We
window.
are, yeah. Anyways,
Way to go,
yep.
COVID. March was awesome for a year.
COVID. F.
Pokemon Snap.
Yeah.
This is a pretty big deal for a lot of people. But I have a theory. And I don't like this reveal.
Uh-oh.
So this is my thinking. Animal Crossing, when you take pictures in the game, they save to your Switch.
Ooh.
And if that's what Pokemon Snap does, this is just a way for Nintendo to sell more memory cards. So it kind of
I
upsets
love
me.
that theory.
But I do like Pokemon Snap, and I think it's a really cool game. I mean, you literally just ride in a little train car and take pictures of Pokemon with your camera.
Mm-hmm.
And you get graded on how well the shots are. It's a cool concept, as well as you can be.
Sure.
But it's a cool concept. It's a lot of fun. I remember the original. There's a lot of like secrets you could do by taking certain pictures and stuff.
Pokemon Podcat?
But yeah, Pokemon Snap. I think it's called New Pokemon Snap. I don't know. Nintendo naming conventions are terrible.
It's the new Pokemon Snap, except it's new Mario Bros.
Apex Legends has their event starting Tuesday, the 23rd. It looks awesome. A lot of new updates, a lot of balancing to characters. I will be on that this week as much as I can be.
Yeah.
And then I only have one other gaming story. Do you have another one?
Just the mixer.
Okay, I'll do mine then.
Okay.
So I think we finally know what Rocksteady's game is.
Oh, yeah.
Rocksteady, famous for making the Batman Arkham games. Today it kind of leaked that they were making a Suicide Squad game. And there's been a lot of leaks about Rocksteady over the last 3 years, I'd say. But this one seems to have the biggest weight to it. It's rumored to be called Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. That's probably their working title. And with that, today, Warner Brothers Interactive purchased SuicideSquadGame.com, the domain. So that's why I think this is probably the most legit leak Rocksteady's had. So it looks like we're going to be getting a Suicide Squad video game. I'm assuming this will be games as a service. Not to try and compete with Destiny, but to be in that same kind of vein.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I like Rocksteady. I like their game styles. Their gameplay in general is just a ton of fun. And it's DC superheroes, so sign me up.
Yeah.
So there's a comic book called Justice League vs. Suicide Squad.
Mm-hmm.
And it took the two Rebirth titles and put them... Might have been New 52. I think it was Rebirth.
It was Rebirth.
And it took the two titles...
It was last year.
Yeah, I don't remember. I have some of the issues because I had Justice League my pull list back when I had a pull list, but I wonder if that inspired it, which I think would be cool.
Oh, yeah.
It's by Joshua Williamson, and the art was Jason Fabok.
Josh
So-
Williamson's good too.
It's probably a pretty good comic. I should read it.
He's pretty underrated.
You should read it. You
I
read
should
more.
read it.
You should read it, Simon.
I didn't even talk about
I'm
what
very-
I read today.
I'm very excited. Simon's food is going to drop here any second. He's just going to bolt off this table at 100 miles an hour. I cannot wait for that to happen.
What's it sound like?
You'll hear it.
So there's another sad gaming story.
Yeah.
that
So
I'm gonna let
this
Brett
is
kick off.
really, really interesting. So Xbox announced today that it's shutting down its streaming service Mixer, and moving / partnering with Facebook Gaming as kind of a replacement for it. So this tells me two things: that Mixer was not doing well, and they made a number of high-profile
They gave all their money to Ninja.
They gave all of their money. Clearly, they gave too much money to Ninja
And Shroud.
And then there's a couple pretty prominent Destiny streamers who moved over there as well. And I guess obviously Microsoft didn't comment on it, but I guess they didn't even tell the people at Mixer or streamers about it. Which sucks.
Yeah, that's an ugly way to do business.
Don't end the show podcast.
Yeah, don't end the show podcast. There we go. It's safe now. So, yeah.
What I read of it is the people who were contracted by Mixer, the way they're handling their contracts, like Ninja and Shroud, is you can go to Facebook Gaming and keep your same contract as close as Facebook Gaming can do, and then if you want, they have the option they can go back to Twitch.
Yeah.
And it won't be they won't mess with their contract or anything like that. They'll release them from it and let them go.
Yeah, I know. Gothalion.
Yeah, Gothalion was pretty active on Mixer.
Yeah, and he's already announced that he's going to go back. He's just, going to Facebook for now. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if it.
Wonder how those bridges were burned at Twitch.
Oh gosh, yeah, right. Twitch is a little bit like Netflix. It got in the door early enough.
Yep.
That it's kind of the one to beat, and obviously it just takes a lot of money. I mean, Twitch probably wouldn't survive without the help of Amazon. The fact that it's owned by Amazon is the only reason it survives, and that's what makes Mixer getting dropped by Microsoft so interesting to me, because it's Microsoft.
Yeah.
They've got the money to back that.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're just man, Twitch is huge, and should
Phil-
we be putting an effort into this?
Phil Spencer did have a few comments about it. Yeah, and he talked about how Twitch was just so early on, kind of like what you're saying. He's like, we were just so late to the game trying to build a platform that Twitch had already established.
Yeah.
And so they decided to let it die.
Yeah. I'm tinfoil hat here.
He's crazy.
I wonder if
Is this the Sign sequel?
If this comes on with the anticipation that they know they're going to be losing money
With the Xbox?
in the fall with the Xbox, and where they're going to have to price it, and they're cutting as many costs as they can. Mixer's not a big business for them. That's not really part of their core services. It's probably one of those nice little things that they had on the side that they could kind of use to promote community stuff and whatnot, but it's not part of their core service. They can drop it and still operate fine.
Yeah.
And in fact, then shift that money back over to more Xbox hardware and kind of being ready to compensate what they're going to be losing in hardware sales this fall.
So how will streaming work now for other people? Like we've streamed before,
Right.
And we just hit stream.
Yeah.
Yeah,
all
no,
it's
that's
built
going to be
in.
very interesting to see if they build something in for
Facebook Gaming.
for Facebook or for other third-party things.
YouTube gaming.
Twitch has an app that lets you stream from your Xbox. It was just way more convenient back when you could do Snap apps kind of on the side.
Yeah.
They changed that UI, and Twitch just never really updated its app to be useful, which
I
is
bet
why
they
I've
do
never
now,
used
though.
it. I'll skip ahead a little bit. Siebel had asked what I'm gonna be using, because I do the exact same thing that we it's just hit and go on Mixer and whatever. We don't get dozens of views, but
You were streaming Disintegration this week.
yeah,
weren't you?
yep, I did stream a little bit of Disintegration. here at the studio, my main gaming hub come this fall is going to be actually in the studio and not up in the living room. So I've got some new equipment on the way to make things
A little bit easier.
Sweet. So we'll probably be using
Power strip.
We'll either still be using YouTube. We may be doing YouTube. Like, the show will probably continue to be on YouTube. This is not going to change. But when we stream games, we may be still streaming on YouTube. We may be doing Twitch. I may see if I can swing doing both. That's a little bit more bandwidth intensive, but
Swinging is like one of the most relaxing things you can do.
yeah. Over in
loved swinging
the
as a kid at
chat,
the park.
Siebel has a comment. More Facebook added into things. Yay, sad face.
I hate Facebook.
Join the kazoo group.
Look, there's a reason why What the Fanboy isn't really overactive on Facebook, and it's because none of us really like to use it.
We have a profile.
We do have a page. It's
so
just
nobody
hidden.
can take it.
I hate Facebook. I would delete it so quick if I could.
Yeah, I think we're all with you, Siebel. Like, I'm not going to move over to be doing Facebook gaming at this point. If we open up our Facebook page and we get 10,000 people all of a sudden, like, hitting up our content, you better believe I'll be on that Facebook bandwagon.
You can bet your bottom I'm going to be kind of upset that we didn't do it sooner.
Your bottom dollar.
Yeah, that.
But, yeah.
Idioms are hard. Is that an idiom?
So I think that's all the gaming news.
Probably.
What else we got?
There's some movie trailers.
Yeah, I got two. There's two little teasers that we got this week.
Yeah.
The first one, quick. Something I think a lot of people are excited for is coming a lot sooner than we are thinking. We finally got a Hamilton trailer.
Yes. Comes out next week.
Over on
Yeah.
Disney Plus.
And it was supposed to
July
come out a year and a half
3rd.
from now or something?
Yeah.
Thank you, Disney, for moving that up. Podcast's losing his mind. Yeah, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you, Kitty Cat.
I love how when we say podcast, he looks at us now.
You're gonna have to change the collar. Do you have a collar?
No.
Oh, don't go outside. But yeah, we're gonna get the Hamilton movie. It's from the stage, so it's not like a movie. But it's a videoed production from Broadway, and I'm really excited because I finally get to see it.
Yeah.
And I've been avoiding the music for so long because I don't want to listen to it without knowing what the music
Yeah, I haven't
is.
listened to it.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I was honestly like Dana and I had some trips planned and we were trying to see if we could do it. But it's so expensive.
Yeah, it is.
It's crazy.
So my family was in New York when this thing, before it was big, and we thought about seeing it. Unless I'm making that up and that was just my head. I don't remember, but I think that's true. I can't remember what we talked about last week. I need people to remember that. I have a terrible memory.
Was Hamilton ever not big?
Yeah.
That's maybe the real, like, well, what's that timeline look like? And
It was
First week.
It was
yeah.
First weekend.
It is like 5 years ago almost.
Oh, wow.
I didn't have my current job.
That's crazy.
Wow.
All right, what was the other teaser we got?
This one was a little smaller. I know people are excited for it.
It was shorter.
Yeah, it was what, 30 seconds long.
Yeah.
We got a teaser for Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yes.
What?
They whipped that thing together quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was probably ready to go.
It's the same still we've seen for 2 years. In the scene from the original trailer.
Yep. But I'm pretty sure we're even more on board at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Looking good. It was nice to have that music back.
I mean, we're still on board.
Oh, yeah.
We made
merch.
Two
Shirts.
We made shirts.
Shirts.
inspired by it, so I
Remarks.
think it is we can confirm that we are on the hype train.
Oh, yeah.
Dark Side.
Let's go.
Is
Yes.
And kind of what it was also a trailer for was something called, we kind of mentioned it last week because it was rumored, and it's DC Fandom.
Yes.
This is so cool.
This sounds awesome.
I'm so in.
So DC is going to have like their own streamed Comic-Con
Yep.
type thing. It's
For
going to have
24 hours.
24 hours straight, and there's going to
crazy.
be lots of hubs you can go to and interact. Like there's a kids section, so you kids have something to do that day. But it's going to be August 22nd, 24 hours a day, so all day, all night. And it's going to be movies, TV, comics. It's going to be everything. It's going to be wild. Pretty much every...
Games.
Yeah, video games.
Pretty much every announced property has been
Yeah.
confirmed that they're there in some aspect.
Every
right?
And the
single-
Suicide Squad game will be there.
Every single Twitter account that's been for a DC movie or show or game has tweeted out the little video.
Yeah, and James Gunn has also confirmed that
Yeah.
they're showing something.
Yeah.
So
So like the Batman, Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman 84,
the Flash movie,
Flash movie's gonna be there.
Aquaman movie.
Shazam 2, the Birds of Prey tweeted something, so I'm wondering if they have something announced or maybe they'll just talk about kind of what happened.
They got sirens.
Oh, that'd be so awesome.
They got sirens.
They'll have Rocksteady and WB Games will be there to probably talk about their
WB
game
Montreal.
finally. Yeah.
They'll definitely be there.
The DC Universe shows, the CW shows. It's going to be everything.
It's gonna be huge.
It's going to be a lot of fun, I think. There's going to be a lot of cool announcements. We're finally going to get trailers for things. I'm really, really excited. And the best part is it's free.
Yeah, that's
It's free.
so
You
awesome.
can just go to probably DCFandom.com or something and just get a whole bunch of DC nuggets.
I will
all day.
definitely be spending some time on it.
Yeah, probably.
A couple hours at least.
I can't imagine not.
Yeah.
Like, oh, not today. It'll be on YouTube tomorrow.
Or within hours of it happening.
Yeah. What else you got? There's more DC stuff.
Well,
Oh, is there?
real quick, we got another Kingsman trailer.
I haven't watched that one yet.
I only watched the short ad version, actually. I totally
Oh.
forgot about that.
It's pretty good.
I'm excited for that movie.
Me too.
I forgot about that
I'm
movie.
more excited. Maybe it's just because of the lack of movies. I wasn't super into this movie. I was kind of like,
You
oh,
watch the
yeah.
Artemis Fowl movie, and then you
And
watch
now
the
I'm
trailer,
like,
and you're like, this looks
amazing.
amazing.
Give it all the
Oscar-worthy.
Oscars. Take my Oscar.
I love Ralph.
So
Fiennes.
it looks pretty good.
Me too. He's good.
Yeah, he's real good.
And then another one that we got
Rafe.
today.
We got a story today?
We got another teaser today for a TV show coming from Apple called Foundation.
This is dope.
This
I didn't
is-
watch it, but this is dope
This
if
is
it's what I
based
think it is.
off
Even heard
of
of it.
Isaac
Is it-
Asimov's
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Foundation
I'm in.
series.
I'm in.
Yeah, and it looks.
I'm in. I don't
It's a
need to watch
teaser, so it's all very like. There's no context to really anything.
it. It's
but
probably just scenery.
It looks good.
Yeah.
It looks beautiful.
You say
Have to watch
Isaac.
it.
You say Isaac Asimov, and I'm like, yep. Nope,
I'm there.
I don't need any more. I'm good. I'm in.
Cool.
That's the iRobot guy.
Go watch it.
I'll have to watch
it's good. It's good. Yeah.
So, I guess I'll tee up the next one.
Yeah.
The big one. I think this is a big news story. I'll tee it up by saying a couple weeks ago, somebody on Twitter asked the producer of the Flash movie if we're going to hear any news anytime soon. And she said very soon. And I was like, what could it be? And I was like, oh, it's the fandom announcement. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. Well, today it was revealed that Michael Keaton is in early talks to star, or not star, but reprise his role as Batman in the Flash movie.
I'm so confused.
I'm not.
I am all over the place.
I'm confused about a couple things. I should say that. If it's just the Flash movie, I'm not confused. If it's multiple movies, I'm very confused.
Yeah.
And I don't know how it works.
If it's going to be just the Flash movie, I am so hyped.
Yeah, that's going to be
That
dope.
is awesome. It's
You
an
think he'll wear the
awesome
Jordans again?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in.
They'll probably reference it somehow. They'll
Oh,
be in the
for sure.
background. He's like, oh, yeah, that's what I used to wear. My boots were doing horrible or something. I think it's a great switch up to adapt Flashpoint instead of just being like, hey, it's Flashpoint. We got to do everything like the comic book.
Yeah.
It still has the spirit, but it switches up in a really cool way, which is involving a DC multiverse.
Yep.
But the article is where it gets really
Confusing and weird.
because they talk about Michael Keaton being a Nick Fury type role, which is just aggravating in itself because I'm so tired of hearing that. Superman's going to be a Nick Fury role. This person's going to be a Nick Fury role. This movie's going to be the Guardians of the Galaxy of this universe. This movie's going to be like Guardians of the Galaxy. Do something different. But he's going to appear in multiple films as a mentor, and like might appear in the Batgirl movie as her mentor, and maybe she'll take the role of like she's the main bat in Gotham. Now, I don't have a problem with Batgirl being a main bat in Gotham. What is confusing is why Michael Keaton is showing up all over the place, and he's like forming a Justice League. I don't know.
Forming his own Justice League.
That's why I hate the lingo of he's a Nick Fury role. Like, is he just making cameos, or is he assembling the Avengers of DC, the Justice League? And I don't like hearing that.
So I'm going to hold off all judgment until...
I can't do that.
I know.
I have my theory.
But I'm with you, though.
And I'm going to express it.
In the sense of, if it's a one movie thing with the Flash, that's really cool. We got to see the Flash visit the TV show. We got to see Ezra Miller interact with
Grant Gustin.
Yeah. In the was it a Flash episode or was it a Legend of? I can't remember.
It was part of the crossover.
Okay,
Yeah, it was part of Crisis.
Part of their
on
Crisis
Infinite Earth.
crossover. And I think you could do something really cool and expound on that and do something like bring in a different Bruce Wayne, a different Batman for a
Is Grant Gustin going to be in the Flash movie?
for a a single part in the movie. It's maybe a cameo, maybe he's got some, it's maybe a little bit bigger than one scene, but it's not like he's all of a sudden there for the entire movie.
We need to watch Flashpoint with Brett.
Yes, we do.
I feel like you're really missing out on a lot.
This will make a lot more sense if you watch that
It's
movie.
really
too.
good too.
Yeah.
All right,
I watched it like 2 weekends ago, and I'd watch it again.
And it's a lot quicker than reading.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a 40 book series.
Yeah. But I would be a little more nervous if all of a sudden it was like he's coming back to form. That said, I freaking love Michael Keaton, and he
Yeah, he's
would be a
awesome.
great role. It's weird
That
with
it's
him
Bruce
already being a Batman.
Yeah. So I agree with everything you guys have said.
Put on your theory hat.
This is my theory hat. Yeah, I got it on. We're good. Okay, so this is what I think Flashpoint is. I think Flashpoint is their reboot. Barry's going to go forward in time. He's not going to go to an alternate Earth. I think he's going to go forward in time, and he's going to meet Michael Keaton's Batman. And he's going to be like this super jaded dude who's just like, yeah, man, I don't know what happened, but everybody is no longer with us. Like, they're just either bad now or they've given up being superheroes. And that's where we'll see Cavill's first cameo back as Superman. I think there will be a lot of things like that in this movie. I know Ray Fisher was originally supposed to be in it. I bet he's in it in some capacity. I think we'll see a lot of those characters. And I think what this will be is that by rebooting, he'll come back. And when he comes back, I think, and this is where it gets weird, I think Pattinson will be there.
Oh, gosh.
I think he'll go too far back. And it'll reset the DC universe. Because Aquaman won't have aged much. Wonder Woman obviously doesn't age at all. Cyborg's a robot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they could easily go back and it is effectively fixed. But if Keaton's in multiple movies, my theory is he's in the Batgirl movie, he's in the Flash, and he's going to be in the long-forgotten Nightwing movie. And that's it.
Do you think like he'd just come back with him? Or
If he's in, like, the current, like, in the real timeline?
like I'm kind of what I've been thinking. This is the only thing I can feel like I can compare it to is the Star Trek reboot with Spock. How Spock got thrown through a black hole, and now there's two of them. One is just really old, and one is the young version that we have.
I think that would be kind of cool. It'd be
I
so
think
different.
That could be kind of cool.
Okay.
But, like, this Bruce has, like, his... Because where we are currently, he's not in Wayne Manor anymore, right? Like, he's in his... I don't know if
In
is in his little glass hut.
Yeah, I don't know.
Snyder's.
Yeah,
Again,
so I don't
like,
know how much of that sticks.
Right.
Oh man, could you imagine like Alfred seeing old Bruce and being like, what happened to you?
And then they hug it out, and you'd be like, "Thanks for taking care of me."
Andy Serkis as a drunk Alfred. Yeah, I mean, sorry, now it's just getting weird. But no, I definitely I definitely think Keaton's 3 movies will be Bat-oriented, or 2 movies, whatever he is in after Flash, if he does multiple.
What? You don't think he's going to cameo in
Shazam 2?
Aquaman 2?
I don't feel like we've.
I
I just don't feel like we've gotten far enough away from. Remember when we were all like, "Hey DC, don't do the whole interconnected thing."
Yeah, now they're getting back to it.
And now I feel like the rumors are leading us back to that, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm still kind of like, I'd still like to see some more individual things, please.
I think that's the issue
Your
with
3
doing
movies that are currently out don't count.
Yeah, I think that's the issue with Flashpoint, though, is that story involves so many other characters that they're going to have to bring in some other ones.
Just don't do Flashpoint.
Yeah, I don't know. I
I
mean,
would
that's
love just a normal Flash.
I would
movie.
too, but like if they're going to do Flashpoint, then they have to commit in my mind.
Oh, for sure.
Like if
No,
you're going to
that-
do
that
it, you
makes
have
sense.
to do it. You can't be like, we're going to do Flashpoint kind of
Yeah.
and bring in like 2 characters. Like no, if you're going to do Flashpoint and you want us to tell that story, you're going to have to bring
They should film all Flashpoint,
You could leave out
make
the
it super long and epic, but then cut out like 45 minutes.
make it 2 hours on the dot, and then 3, 5, 7 years from now, get a machete cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we make more T-shirts and.
Why not, man?
No, I'm excited for Keaton to come back though, for real.
That is,
That's really cool.
when I first saw the headline, I was like, no way. This is not real. Scrolled up a little bit more, and it's Hollywood Reporter, and I was like, oh yeah, this is real.
We're doing it. Which I think this pretty much nixes any chance of the Thomas Wayne Flashpoint story. Which
Yeah.
I'm fine with. I like the old Bruce story, kind of. I think that's fun.
Yep.
Now my real question is
Batman for 40.
is Ezra Miller staying in the role after his whole dust-up choke slamming a chick at a bar in Europe thing?
I think we're gonna get a lot
probably.
of answers at DC fandom.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Really
this
is.
is all just teasing leading up to that.
Yeah.
Keaton will be at Fandom.
Oh gosh.
He's gonna
Well,
show
he'll
up
be on his computer going, "Hey."
with his like he does this vulture.
Yeah.
It is really funny.
He's gonna keep making TLC references.
What's really funny is after that news broke, they made there was like a thing about when they were filming Homecoming and how during fight scenes he would whisper to his counterparts that I'm Batman. And I was
That's
like, man,
awesome.
that's awesome. He's definitely excited. I'm sure he's excited to be back.
You know, and this just again won't ever happen.
Oh, it's gonna happen.
No, not. Yeah,
I'm kidding. I don't even know what you're gonna say.
I think what we got with Ben Affleck as kind of like the old jaded Bruce Wayne. I think I would really enjoy seeing Michael Keaton do that kind of a thing if he gets his own dedicated movie, and
gosh.
we get a different director and a different bat suit for him.
And we meet Terry McGinnis.
I would love if they would do Batman Beyond with Keaton as old Bruce Wayne. That would be so
awesome.
good.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah, but it won't happen.
I think
Fingers crossed.
You never know.
I think it's gonna happen. I think they're gonna do a free and Batman Beyond movie. Like 10 years. from
I
now.
just think it's interesting that for so long, it was only ever one Batman at a time,
Now we
and
have
now we've got
3.
like 5.
We're getting ridiculous. Multiverse is gonna need a reset here really soon.
just-
And we don't even have anything.
Just wait till Grant Gustin shows up in the Flash movie and everybody's like, what? Tom Cavanaugh is going to be Reverse Flash. It's going to get
You
real
should
weird.
get the other guy, Matt Lester.
Matt Lesher.
I
That
think
dude's good.
He's really good.
He's real
I know
good.
it is really stinky. He's only ever Reverse Flash in other shows. Never in the Flash.
Yeah.
He's in Legends of Tomorrow. Not well. Legends of Tomorrow was a good show. Then I stopped watching it. It's okay.
So yeah, I mean, ultimately, I think we're really just intrigued by what the possibilities are.
At this point,
So-
we're all just going, what the heck's going on?
Yep. I'm very excited for August 22nd. Is that what you said?
22nd.
Yeah, August 22nd,
Yeah,
and
this will all
Fandom,
get cleared up real quick.
and what they have to show.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a fun. We may have to do
That's
just like
2 months.
Today's the 22nd.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
This is DC's way to see how many people pitch their own Flashpoint movie, and then they'll just pick one off Twitter and be like,
Just pick one from
Hey,
Andy,
let's get
you got it. That's how it'll work.
So,
more on it.
yeah, I think any other news stories? That was kind of the big one that I know we wanted to chat about tonight.
No, I think
That's
we're
it for me.
I
Okay.
think we're ready to move into the fan box.
We got some Fanbox questions.
Let's do it.
Nice.
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 Well done.
So last week, after the Cyberpunk reveal, Siebel TV over on Twitter was asking, with all of this and how there's going to be an update, but it's, you're going to get it for free on next gen consoles.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's worth getting it on? I mean, clearly we don't know when the next gen consoles are coming.
November
Quite yet.
19th.
We know fall. But do we think it's if let's say there is a couple week difference, you guys still going to get it on? Because Luke, you get everything physically. Will you guys still get it on launch day if it's coming out for next gen?
How many weeks are we talking?
Let's say 2 weeks.
Oh no, I'll wait.
Okay.
I'll get it on next gen.
Yeah.
I'll get it out, and honestly, I'll test out smart delivery, and I'll
Okay.
review that.
Nice.
That's not a bad idea.
Nice.
Enjoy downloading your 97 gigabyte update.
Okay. Last of Us.
Yeah.
It's 2 discs. It downloaded in like 20 minutes. I put in the first disc and then it was like done. I remember I think I texted you guys, it's 2 discs. And I put it in, I was just hanging out and it was done. I put in the first one. On the back it says it's 100 gigs. I just put in the second disc and I started playing.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Huh.
Why can't I just do this?
That's how every game I've played on my PlayStation with a disc is.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Huh.
I guess you got like Red Dead.
I digitally got rid of it.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I downloaded it like 3 days before it came out because I knew how big it was.
Actually, I got that game digitally too.
I'm all about that digital life.
You gonna buy the discless system?
No.
That is so dangerously close.
It's gonna be my 4K player.
Maybe for PS. I will not buy a discless Xbox system.
Yeah.
I am such a huge fan of physical media. I'm one of those people that's gonna hoard stuff and then 20 years later, you're gonna be like, why do I have this stuff?
Now I gotta throw it all away.
You
No,
just
I'll
put it in a plastic bin in your storage room like I have.
And
There
then
you
my
go.
kids someday will be like, Dad, what is this? That's my PlayStation.
Why do your
5."
kids sound so old? How old are your kids?
He's predicting that he's having Benjamin Button kids. Both of them.
Or they're just really young.
Multiples.
Trouble kind of speaking.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I had trouble speaking when I was a kid. I'd water my ears, couldn't hear, so I made up my own language pretty much.
Nice. Can you teach us?
I called my dad Gaga. So there's Dad.
That's less of a language and more of a...
Like developmental thing.
Yeah. Anyway, they figured out I had all this fluid in my ears. They took it out.
Then you learn how to talk?
Yeah, I learned how to talk, and I never stopped.
Nice.
Some said he became normal and the rest of us knew better.
I ain't normal.
Not at all. And we love you.
Aw, I love you too.
All right, DJ, also over on Twitter, asks
DJ.
if you could be
We the best!
if you could be a can I finish this?
No, sorry. Luke and I are on one tonight, man.
If you could choose if you could be a secondary character in any movie, which movie would you choose and why? You cannot be the protagonist, but you can be a supporting secondary character.
What's a good, clean movie where nothing terrible happens? I would not want to be in a superhero movie because a lot of times the sidekick dies. Especially if you're a Robin. Robin's got a rough.
I almost said an Avengers movie, but then I thought, I'm like, I could be the Quicksilver. Oh no.
Just be in Knives Out. Be in Forks Out, the sequel.
But
So you
then
can meet Ryan Johnson.
I could still
What
die,
about Spoons
though.
In?
So,
That's true.
at least you get
It's
to meet
just a
Ryan
movie.
Johnson.
Yeah, that's totally worth it.
That's how my answer is going to be. I'd be in freaking Book of Eli as just some dude. I'm the guy who gives Denzel his machete, but at least I got to meet Denzel. That'd be freaking awesome.
It's true.
That dude would speak some words to me, and I'd be like super inspired and probably turn into like some bodybuilder, become the next president. I don't know. Dude's got a way with words.
Denzel does have a way with words.
He does.
I'm thinking.
He makes me want to run through a wall.
I'm thinking the dumb friend in like some Adam Sandler movie. Like, put me in Grown Ups. I'll be Kevin James.
Not grown ups. Not grown
I want
ups.
to go to
not
the
here-
water park.
I'm
but
not
they're
here for that.
closed.
You can go to the water park in Derby is open.
But I want to go with Adam Sandler.
Dude, go play Go to the longest yard.
You don't want to be in Uncut Gems with Adam
could be-
Sandler?
No! No!
You could be Spatowski in the longest yard.
That would be pretty good.
You could be the huge giant D lineman. We could put you in a fat suit.
I mean, I was just mainly thinking Adam Sandler movies, and that's just the first one I thought of.
Okay, sure.
I mean, I could be Chris Rock, though.
I don't know.
Chris
if
Rock
you
is
can.
cool.
He is cool.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know that we should do that.
Statement retracted.
Yeah.
I'll throw out any of the Lord of the Rings movies because they're all shot in New Zealand, and it'd just be fun to go see those sets and be a part of that.
Wait, are we the person or the character?
You're just
doesn't-
in. You're
doesn't
just
matter,
in the
you're in
movie
the
as
movie.
a secondary character.
Oh, I want to be in a Star Wars movie. I thought we were like the actual character.
You
in
could be like a
movie.
backup Jedi,
Yeah.
or you could be one of the kids that Anakin just mows
Spoiler
down.
alert.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought it was like if I was in an Avengers movie or something, I was like, oh, I'm a side character. It probably means I'm dying. Like I want to be an Adam Sandler movie because
Well, I don't know. I
nothing
guess
bad
you
is
could,
gonna happen to it.
you could interpret it either way.
I would definitely go meet Denzel. That's my boy. I'd be in Remember the Titans. Be Sunshine.
I want to be in a Star Wars movie, and maybe I could be like a droid that doesn't never die. Maybe R2-D2.
You definitely want to be a Jedi so you can get a lightsaber.
R2-D2 is the hero of the entire Star Wars universe.
That's true.
I don't know how you can be R2-D2.
He's just a side character.
He's the main character.
No, he's just in every single one.
You could be Babu Frig.
Hey!
I like how the droids were in like every single Star Wars movie, and then Solo came along and was like, "Screw you guys."
I will not
Pretty
be.
much.
I will not be L3.
Because we don't.
Why? Then
get...
Donald Glover will love you.
Hey, I've been watching Community. I would love to be on set with Donald Glover. That would be awesome.
Can I just be Donald Glover's
Friend.
capes?
Just
You want him to wear you?
Oh yeah.
It's got weird.
He got weird a while back.
It did.
oh. Okay, I don't see any other
I just realized what you're.
questions.
Luke's like heartbroken over here.
Oh.
You just didn't understand the question. It's good. You're all right.
Not really a question, but I just want to shout out Brandon over on Twitter. Said Keaton News,
What up, Brandon?
so we covered that. But
Yeah, we're all pretty excited about it, kind of, with the caveat of we hope
it's more of a we're excited to a certain extent.
we're excited to find out what it actually is
Yeah. Yeah.
right now.
Yep.
Also, Michael Keaton is the best.
Michael Keaton's great.
Yes, he is. Yes, he
I get to show my
is.
family the
Is that a TLC
Batman
reference?
movie.
Okay. I think that wraps up our show
That's
tonight.
our show.
Thank you guys for watching
Yeah.
and listening.
Go check out our sweet merch shop.
Yeah, whatthefanboy.com has all the links you need if you're looking for the podcast version. If you're thinking, oh, I don't really want to see that podcat walk up on their table and knock over Luke's microphone, go over to YouTube. You can watch it there. You can find our merch. Follow us over on the socials at whatthefanboy. And until next week, we'll see ya.
Yep. Bye, everybody.
Bye.